In fact, nothing epitomizes the image of Mediterranean Italy better than the Amalfi coast.
It's a place which seems to be waiting for the painter's brush, or to be sung about or dreamt. It has been praised, almost too much. For a long time it was isolated from the world and could only be reached on foot or by boat. This is the Divina Costiera, the Divine Coast. I was born on this coast. It is a magical place. It is amazingly beautiful and at the same time difficult to live here. There is nowhere like it, nowhere else on this planet, says Giulio Cantarella. He has been driving a bus along this coast road for over 20 years. The road winds its way for 40 kilometers along the Amalfi coast, through a wild but also idyllic landscape, framed by the peaks of the Lattari Mountains and the Tyrrhenian Sea. Surrounded by abundant lemon groves and Mediterranean gardens lie the small picture book towns of Amalfi and Positano, Minori and Scala. The Amalfi coast is a cultivated landscape created over many generations and dominated by the blue-green symphony of the nearby sea, flooded with light. The splendid panorama, the mild climate and the heavenly silence have seduced many people into settling down here. One of them was the British nobleman Lord Grimthorpe, who came to live in Ravello in the 19th century. His property is situated high above the cliffs. In the vast and dreamlike gardens of the Villa Cimbrone, the English lord sought to cure his world weariness. With an entire personal fortune to spend, he commissioned Italian builders to bring to life his fantasies of the past. English landscape gardening, Greco-Roman embellishments and Arabic Mediterranean elements. The English lord expended much time and money. He converted the dilapidated villa into a meeting place for romantics and millionaires. It became a fitting stage for all manner of people hoping for a renewal of the spirit here in remote Ravello. A square has been created in Amalfi by filling in the former port where fishing boats used to anchor. Now the boats are replaced by buses and tourists. This is where Giulio meets up with friends during his breaks. The men most often discuss the latest soccer results or rising prices, or just occasionally, the tourists. Very few visitors take Giulio's regular local bus service. Most of them are day trippers in tour groups. They mostly enjoy the panorama from a tourist bus window. There's little time to meet the locals or see the country. There has been a lot of investment by foreigners in seaside real estate. Giulio doesn't have a lot of time for them. Some come here with a lot of money and buy up the most beautiful places in the region, and then surround them with walls. They change things in a way that damages our traditions, he laments. Fear of domination by foreigners is perhaps understandable given the history of the coast. The last 800 years have been shaped by constantly changing rulers who had few thoughts to spare for the well-being of this remote region. The Normans, the Hohenstaufens, the French Anjou dynasty, the Spanish under Alfonso of Aragon, the Habsburgs, they have all left their mark. In 1861, the Amalfi coast was annexed by the Kingdom of Italy. The Cathedral of Amalfi still bears witness to this magnificent age. Amalfi was Italy's first seafaring republic as early as 958. Rich, independent, cosmopolitan, Maiolica arches in the Byzantine style testify to a strong connection with the eastern Mediterranean. The local merchant navy made regular visits to the ports of Constantinople, North Africa and Lebanon. Beneath the elegant pointed arches of the cathedral are the tombs of noblemen and merchants who made the town's fortune in the Middle Ages. They traded in African gold, in Byzantine jewels, and in cloth from Syria, presiding over Amalfi's golden age. It lasted only a short time, however. Even the town's patron saint, San Andrea, could not prevent Pisa and Genoa from usurping the power of Amalfi. The coast became a sleeping beauty. It was awakened by tourism. This is truly a road between sea and sky. The Amalfitana is now the lifeline of the region. It was built with great hardship in 1857 and has been widened several times. Giulio often complains about the increasing traffic jams, especially in summer. Camper vans, sedans and buses can block the roads for hours. The traffic wardens stationed at bottlenecks are often powerless to help. The traffic would certainly improve if everyone drove as fluidly as Giulio. "We were born here and we know every curve, every rock," he says. "Many bus drivers are the children of bus drivers. We can pass each other easily with 2 centimeters to spare." When the traffic runs smoothly, he takes just an hour to do the run from Amalfi to Positano. But in summer it can take up to 3 hours. He drives past picturesque villages, churches, piazzas and small towns where tourist buses do not as yet stop. Positano. 50 years ago, this was just a poor fishing village. During and after World War II, many painters and writers came to live in Positano. Back then, life was easy here. The atmosphere was a liberal one. It was warm in winter and inexpensive. With the passing of time, more and more famous and influential people flocked here. You might have met Sophia Loren in the narrow lanes, or Mick Jagger at the bus stop.
Positano sponda.
Today's myth of the Amalfi Coast was born in those heady times when the little fishing village became famous all over the world. And the coast, once so inaccessible, was soon discovered by day trippers and hotel guests. The region is no longer such a watering hole for the rich and famous, but Positano still has a style and flair that defines the Amalfi Coast today. After finishing work, Giulio likes to sit in the piazzetta and look out across the sea. And he hopes that the Amalfi Coast will stay exactly the way he knows and loves.